The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. Picture this, a man who looks like he's winning at life. He's a pastor, but we're not talking about your local church leader. This guy runs a megachurch that's exploding with growth, adding over 1,000 new members every single year. By every measure society cares about, he's crushing it. Influence? Check. Recognition? Check. Success? Double check. You'd look at him and think, that guy's got it all together. But here's what you don't see. Late Sunday night, after everyone's gone home and his family's asleep, you'd find him collapsed on the couch, staring blankly at some random kung fu movie with subtitles. Not because he loves kung fu. Honestly, it kind of freaks him out. He feels like a ghost drifting through his own life. There's this constant buzz of anxiety humming beneath everything, and spiritually, he feels completely empty, like someone scooped out his insides. His life moves so fast that he's literally missing it as it happens. And sitting there, in the glow of the TV, one question starts gnawing at him, a question that won't leave him alone. Who am I actually becoming? He fast-forwards his life 10, 20, 30 years, and what he sees terrifies him. He sees a guy who looks successful on paper but is an absolute wreck as a human being. Emotionally broken. Spiritually shallow. A guy whose kids want nothing to do with the faith he preaches because they watched him use the church as an escape hatch from his own pain. And above everything else, a guy who never, ever stops rushing. The realization hits him like a freight train. You can build an empire and completely lose yourself in the process. So he asks himself the question that changes everything. Why am I racing so hard to become someone I don't even like? That man is John Mark Comer, and his book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry, chronicles his journey from the edge of complete burnout to discovering a life of genuine rest. It's become this quiet phenomenon, this balm for our exhausted souls, because it names something we all feel but struggle to articulate. By the time we're done today, you're going to understand the single biggest threat to your mental health and spiritual life in our modern world. Spoiler alert, it's probably not what you're thinking. And you'll have this simple, ancient, beautiful roadmap to a slower, richer, more meaningful way of living. A way to actually give your soul some rest. So, what is this big bad enemy? Take a guess. What do you think is killing our chance at a deep, peaceful, meaningful life in the 21st century? Maybe you're thinking social media, political chaos, or moral decay. But Comer's mentor, a philosopher named Dallas Willard, gave a much simpler answer. When someone asked him what they needed to become the person they were meant to be, Willard sat in silence for a long moment, then said, "You must ruthlessly eliminate hurry from your life." When pressed for more wisdom, Willard just repeated, "There is nothing else. Hurry is the great enemy of spiritual life in our day." That one sentence is the beating heart of this entire book. Hurry, that frantic, always racing feeling, is the root problem beneath so much of what's broken in our lives. Think about the things that make life beautiful. Love, joy, peace. These are what Jesus offers at the core. But here's the thing, all three are completely incompatible with hurry. Love is patient. It takes time. Comer admits his worst moments as a dad, a husband, a human being, happen when he's rushed. When you're frantically herding your family out the door, trying to get to the next thing, you're not radiating love. You're radiating irritation and stress. Hurry and love, he says, are like oil and water. They don't mix. Same goes for joy. Everyone from spiritual teachers to psychologists agrees. Happiness lives in being present. But when you're hurrying, you're never fully here. You're always living 3 steps ahead. In the next moment, the next task, the next deadline. And peace? Try feeling calm when you're running late, your mind spinning, your chest tight with that familiar anxiety. It's impossible. The theologian Kosuke Koyama wrote this beautiful line about God walking slowly because he is love. He called this the 3-mile-an-hour God. In our culture, slow is basically an insult. It means lazy or inefficient. But in the life of the soul, slow is the speed of love, the speed of joy, the speed of peace. So how did we end up here? How did the world get so fast that hurry became our default setting? It didn't happen overnight. For most of human history, time flowed naturally with the sun and seasons. Life had rhythm. But then technology started messing with our relationship to time. Around 200 BC, the Romans started using sundials, and immediately people started complaining about their days being cut and hacked into small portions. The game changer came in the 1300s with the mechanical clock. Suddenly, time wasn't natural anymore, it was artificial. We stopped waking with the sun and started waking to an alarm. Sure, we got more efficient, but as one historian put it, we placed ourselves under the rule of a machine with its own relentless demands. Then, in 1879, Thomas Edison gave us the light bulb. Before that, people averaged 11 hours of sleep a night. 11! Today, we're scraping by on 7 and wondering why we're zombies. But the biggest acceleration happened in our lifetime. In 2007, Steve Jobs released the iPhone. In just a few years, the internet went from something you sat at a desk to use, to something that lives in your pocket. One study found that the average iPhone user touches their phone 617 times a day. Let that sink in. We're constantly being yanked out of the present moment by a flood of notifications, emails, and updates. Our attention spans are in free fall. In 2000, it was 12 seconds. Now, 8 seconds. For context, a goldfish can focus for 9 seconds. We're literally losing to goldfish, and this isn't an accident. Tech insiders like Sean Parker, former president of Facebook, have openly admitted these apps were designed to exploit weaknesses in human psychology. They're engineered to give us a little dopamine hit every once in a while to keep us hooked, consuming as much of our time and attention as possible. They call it the attention economy. Your attention is the product being sold to advertisers. The result is what one writer called, quote, pathological busyness. We live in constant, low-grade distraction, creating a culture-wide epidemic psychologists now call hurry sickness. Hurry sickness is when you feel chronically short on time, leading to constant rushing and anxiety. Comer offers a quick self-check. See how many of these sound familiar. Irritability. Little things set you off way too easily. Restlessness. When you try to slow down and rest, you can't. You're so wired on speed that relaxation feels impossible. Emotional numbness. You don't have bandwidth to feel other people's pain, or even your own. You're living in a fog. Escapist behaviors. When you're too fried to do anything meaningful, you default to Netflix binges, social media scrolling, overeating, or overdrinking. Slipping spiritual practices. The things that would actually feed your soul. Quiet time, prayer, rest, are the first to go when life gets busy. If you're nodding along to these, you're not alone. This isn't a personal failure, it's the air we breathe. But here's the crucial insight. Hurry isn't just about having too much on your calendar. John Ortberg nails it. Hurry is a disordered heart. It's a sign we're running from something. Our pain, insecurity, fear, or running towards something. Success, approval, the next purchase, trying to find peace and worth in all the wrong places. So if hurry is the problem, what's the solution? Your first thought might be, more time, if only the day had a few more hours, right? But Comer says that's faulty logic. If we had more time, we'd just cram more stuff into it and end up even more exhausted. The solution isn't more time. It's slowing down and simplifying our lives around what actually matters. And to do that, we first have to accept a fundamental truth about being human. We have limits. We live in a culture that tells us to transcend all limits, do it all, see it all, have it all. But we're not God. We're made from dust. We're finite. We can only be in one place at a time. We can't know everything, do everything, or be everything. And these limitations, Comer suggests, aren't a curse to fight, but a gift to embrace. They're signposts pointing us toward God's will for our lives. The main limitation we all share is time. Every yes is 1,000 no's. This means we have to learn to live deliberately, to choose what matters most, and let go of the rest. This brings us to the heart of Comer's message, what Dallas Willard called the secret of the easy yoke. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus offers one of his most beautiful invitations. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. A yoke in the first century was a common metaphor for a rabbi's teachings, his way of life. Jesus wasn't offering an escape from life's burdens. He was offering a new way to carry them, a different lifestyle. And here's the secret hiding in plain sight. If you want to experience the life of Jesus, you have to adopt the lifestyle of Jesus. Seems obvious, right? Yet we miss it constantly. We want Jesus's peace, his joy, his calm presence. But we try to get it while living the rest of our lives, just like everyone else, at a frantic, hurried pace. It's a strategy doomed to fail. Comer uses this great analogy. He watches his neighbors across the street, all serious runners, looking fit and energetic in their fancy workout gear. He thinks, I want that life. But then he thinks about what it actually takes. Early mornings, strict diet, grueling workouts. He wants the results without the lifestyle. Many of us do the same thing with Jesus. We want the life he offers without adopting his lifestyle, a lifestyle marked by unhurried rhythms of work, rest, prayer, and community. This is where a rule of life comes in. Don't let the word scare you. It's not about rigid legalism. Rule comes from the Latin regula, meaning a trellis. You know, that structure that holds up a vine so it can grow and bear fruit. A rule of life is simply a structure, a set of habits and practices, intentionally built into your days to create space for your soul to breathe and connect with God. So what are these practices? Comer focuses on 4 ancient practices from the way of Jesus, reimagined for our hypermodern world. First, silence and solitude. Our world is drowning in noise. The constant barrage of news, social media, and entertainment makes us deaf to God's voice. All those little moments of boredom we used to have, waiting in line, sitting in traffic, used to be potential portals to prayer. Now they're instantly filled by our phones. Jesus, by contrast, regularly withdrew to the eremos, the quiet place, the wilderness. It wasn't weakness, it was spiritual strength. After 40 days in the desert, he had the capacity to resist temptation. The busier he got, the more he withdrew to pray. Silence has 2 dimensions. External silence, no noise, no music, no podcasts, and internal silence, quieting that mental chatter that never shuts up. Solitude isn't isolation. It's engagement with God and your own soul. It's where you find inner fulfillment, not emptiness. The practice is simple. Start your day with quiet time, before the world's noise rushes in. Find 10 minutes to just sit. Breathe. Be present to God and to yourself. Second, Sabbath. The engine of our hurry is often deep internal restlessness. We live with this feeling that something's missing, an itch we can never scratch. St. Augustine famously wrote, "You have made us for yourself, and our heart is restless until it rests in you." Our infinite desires can only be satisfied by an infinite God. Consumer culture tries to monetize this restlessness. It promises the next purchase, the next experience will finally satisfy us. But it never does. The Sabbath is the ancient antidote to this cancerous restlessness. The Hebrew word Shabbat literally means to stop. It's a day, one day in 7, to stop working, stop wanting, stop worrying, and simply delight. The Sabbath is built into creation's DNA. On the 7th day, God rested. When we ignore this rhythm, Comer says, we go against the grain of the universe and get splinters. But Sabbath is more than just a day off. A day off is usually spent running errands and catching up on chores. A Sabbath is for two things only: rest and worship. It's also an act of resistance. In a world that tells you you're only as valuable as what you produce and consume, the Sabbath is joyful rebellion. It's saying, I am more than my work. I have enough. My life is a gift, and today I'm celebrating it. Third, simplicity. This is the antidote to materialism that fuels our hurry. The drive to possess is an engine for hurry. Every single thing you buy costs not just money, but time. Time to earn it, maintain it, manage it. Jesus' teachings on money often jar our modern ears. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions, he said. He warned against the deceitfulness of wealth. Modern science is proving him right. A famous Princeton study found that while money increases happiness for those in poverty, that effect plateaus around $75,000 a year. After that, more money doesn't bring more happiness. Simplicity, or minimalism, isn't about living in poverty. It's about intentionally promoting what we most value and removing everything that distracts from it. It's asking before you buy something, what's the true cost of this? Not just money, but time, freedom, peace. It's learning to enjoy things without owning them. It's a cheerful rebellion against the lie that more stuff equals more happiness. Fourth, slowing. This is the most practical of the four. It's about turning everyday activities into exercises in patience and presence. Comer calls it gamification, turning the fight against hurry into a series of fun, simple games. The ideas are wonderfully countercultural and simple. Drive the speed limit. Get in the slow lane on the freeway. At the grocery store, intentionally choose the longest line. Use those extra minutes to breathe and pray instead of letting irritation take over. Turn your smartphone into a dumb phone by deleting social media, email, and news apps. Practice single tasking. Do one thing at a time with full attention. As one writer put it, multitasking is just a way to do many things poorly. Walk slower. These small acts of rebellion against speed have a cumulative effect. By slowing down your body, you begin to slow down your soul, creating space for God to meet you in the present moment. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about practice. 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Beginning again every time you fall into hurry. Comer offers a simple mantra for these moments. Slow down. Breathe. Come back to the moment, because the moment, this present now, is where you find God, where you find your soul, where you find your life. Reading The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry is like taking a long, deep breath after you didn't even realize you'd been holding it. The most powerful lesson for me is the reframing of the entire problem. Most of us see our busyness and stress as a time management issue. We think if we just find the right app, the right planner, the right productivity hack, we can finally get on top of everything. But John Mark Comer gently and wisely shows us this is a soul issue. Hurry isn't a disordered schedule, it's a disordered heart. It flows from deep restlessness and a misguided belief that our worth comes from what we do and what we have. Until we address the problem at that level, all the productivity hacks in the world are just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. This isn't a call to drop out of society and become a monk. It's a call to live differently within our modern world. It's an invitation to find a rhythm of life that's both sustainable and deeply joyful. It's about creating a trellis of life-giving habits that allow our souls to grow, even in the chaotic soil of the 21st century. The beauty of Comer's approach is how achievable it feels. It's not about massive overnight transformation, but small, intentional choices that over time lead to a profound shift in how we experience life. So how can you begin this journey today? Here are 3 simple practical actions you can take right now. First, practice the 10-minute quiet. Sometime in the next 24 hours, find just 10 minutes. Set a timer. Put your phone in another room and just sit in silence. Don't try to pray or accomplish anything. Just be. Notice the noise in your mind. Notice the urge to grab your phone. Just sit with it. This small act is the first step in reclaiming your attention. Second, ask the true cost question. Next time you feel the urge to buy something you don't absolutely need, pause and ask, what's the true cost of this? Think about the hours of your life you'll trade to pay for it. Think about the mental space it'll occupy. Is it truly worth your peace? Third, pick one slowing game. For the next week, choose one simple slowing practice. Maybe drive the speed limit everywhere. Maybe walk a little slower. Or maybe try single-tasking for one block of your day. Just pick one and see how it feels to intentionally push back against the current of hurry. In the end, this book is an invitation. An invitation to a different kind of ambition. The Apostle Paul once wrote, "Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life." What a strange and beautiful idea. To aim our energy not at being loud, important, or impactful, but simply at being quiet, at peace, present to God, and to the goodness of each day. This is the path of the easy yoke. It's a path away from the exhaustion of hurry and toward the deep, life-giving rest your soul was made for. That was a summary of The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by John Mark Comer. We've explored the core ideas today, but I'll be honest, a summary is like looking at a postcard of the Grand Canyon. It gives you an idea of the beauty, but it's nothing compared to standing on the edge yourself. The real power of this book is in how Comer's stories and gentle wisdom work on you as you read. This summary is designed to help you decide if this is a journey you want to take. If you felt a stirring in your soul, a recognition of your own hurry, then I wholeheartedly encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning new information. It's an experience that can genuinely help you recover your soul. You can find a link to the book in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable and want to continue exploring life-changing books, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more content like this and ensures you won't miss our next journey into another essential book. Let's keep growing together.